Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to more of our little Minecraft map tour with me and Phil. How you doing over there, Phil?
I am good, mate. Yes, good indeed. It's been interesting seeing what we've done and what we've gone over. Obviously, in the last couple of episodes, we did the full extent of the London map, and
Indeed.
then we did the showed the underground bit, and then in the one after that, we showed the ships, the two ships,
Yeah,
the Air Avengers Duke Diesel ship, and then we went into the
indeed.
alternate dimension
Yes, we did.
to see that one.
Indeed.
So this time, we're going to be having a look at one of the 10 time zones that we were thinking of. Obviously,
Yes.
we didn't get a chance to finish them all, but this one we got. And Andrew, if you'd like to explain the year
Yeah,
and the time zone itself.
indeed. So,
So number one,
yeah, so
which
number
was
one. So again, just as Phil says, just to sort of reiterate the general storyline that we've told so far. So in the storyline of what we were planning, Duke Diesel takes London into his dimension using this temporal trap device. He then scatters the keys, the control keys for it, across history when ourselves and the Aeon Avengers attempt to storm his ship. And thus we have to go on a big time travelling adventure in order to find each of these keys, which means 10 time periods that we have to go to. And we're heading at the moment to the first one. And I built this sort of fairly kind of basic path that connects the London area to the first one. But the first time
yes.
period that we're going to be going to is going to be medieval Scotland. Specifically, it's well, I can't remember the
I
specific
think it's the
year.
13, 1400s.
Yeah, I think it was 1300s, maybe like early 1300s, something like that. That we were going to. We're almost there, so we sort of like go over this little bridge
I
here.
think it was for the where the Scottish War for Independence.
Yes, it was set during one of the sort of wars between Scotland and England, and we are coming up to it here.
With the
So,
famous William Wallace.
yes, that's right. And so you can see the big castle coming into view over there. So we have this little,
Here
I
we go.
think, what was meant to be like an English war camp type thing going on here, with like lots of little tents for an entire little army. And I've got these fantastic trebuchets and catapults that I
You know what it
built.
looks like initially when you
Was it?
first come in? It might look like initially like a circus, mightn't it?
Yes, true.
With all the tents.
Indeed.
Oh God, that all that the circus music is so strange.
It is. Well, funny thing is about that sort of traditional circus music, that the one that you hear, which is like that one,
That-
yeah, that's actually it's called Entry of the Gladiators. It was by Julius Fuchik,
Yes,
who
it
was I
was.
think a Czech composer, and originally it was supposed to be a military march, but people now associate that with clowns and tumblers and things. So yes, there you go. But do you like my
Got some nice
trebuchets and
trebuchets, yeah, and
my big sort of
ballistas.
mangonels? Gosh, even though they're basic, I do like how they kind of turned out. So yeah, we've got the castle up there. We'll get around to that in a second. First, though, what I need to do is find the location where technically we would start out this time period. Or assuming I had it on this build of the map, which I'm sure I should have done
It's a very
somewhere.
sort of snow. Is this the tiger biome? I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's like the snowy tiger. Ah, here it is.
snowy
Right.
tiger.
Yes. Okay, so you can see the Aeon Avenger ship coming back into view
There it is. Oh yes,
over
it's
here.
come.
Yeah, so the idea was that obviously, we would land in the ship in each time period in like a secluded location. Well, obviously, we're not going to go back on board the Aeon Avenger ship because there's no point. We've already explored it. So we'd sort of come down here in
Well,
the middle of the
in a
forest.
way, they've sort of got to be hidden
Yeah,
because a 13th, 14th century seeing this big mechanical thing
yeah.
will, witchcraft and all that.
Bit of an anachronism, isn't it? Yes. So yeah, the ship
It's
would
like
sort of be.
it's like a paradox, isn't it? Where
Yeah,
you're not supposed to see yourself.
indeed. Yeah. So we got the ship here. This is would be where it would land. Now, obviously, last episode we explained who each of the principal six Aeon Avenger characters
We
were,
did, yes.
yeah, and what they were all about. So in this one, Bjorn Carl, I think, was the one who was going to sort of take a prominent role, sort of accompanying us as we go and investigate the stuff over there. So we'd basically come out the ship, and there's this sort of convenient path over here that we would basically follow. You can see you've got like these little just ruined sort of structures knocking around the sides. There's not really kind of anything actually in these. They were just put there for decoration. Let me just put the time to 0 so that we go back to daytime. There we go. Right, so yes, we'd come out and we'd gosh, we'd follow this path over
You'd be
here.
like, what the fuck's happening? Where's all technology gone?
Yes, it's all disappeared. So we go over this way. Gosh, if the game would stop giving me
Load.
lag spikes like that, I think it's probably because it's loading chunks or whatever. But yeah, so we'd follow the path, which hopefully shouldn't be too long, because it should take us to where we need to be. So it would take us towards where the English camp that you just saw a moment ago,
Yes.
yeah, is sort of set up. So I think in the original, yeah, in the sort of the draft of the storyline that I had kind of planned, the idea is that we would sort of wander into the English war camp by mistake, and then get chased around by the knights and things like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember us saying in the last one, in each of these time zones, we'd have an Avenger sort of agent
Yes, that's correct.
as well.
So in this one, the Aeon Avenger agent was going to be someone within the castle itself. So the idea was that in the storyline of this, the sort of English army based here at this camp was going to be commanded by, I think, like a certain English knight, a fictitious character, who was laying siege to the castle. And the castle, I believe, if I remember correctly, was going to be sort of like the domain of a Scottish like lord by the name of MacGregor or something like that. And his
That's it.
daughter was Maid Morag, and she was the Aeon Avenger agent in this time period. So that was a little bit about those characters there. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I don't think there's anything exciting in any of these chests. Just found random materials. But you
And
can
the
see,
materials.
yeah, got like all these little tents here. They've got like the stable tent, which is supposed to have the horses in it, but I think they've, as you can see, they've all sort of broken free and wandered away. But
How have they
yes,
got out? Have you left somewhere open?
I must have left something open, or alternatively, oh, I think maybe it's what's happened is they've climbed along this block here and probably then sort of jumped on
Walked
top of the
out.
fence and
Yes,
got
that
out.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
like that. There we go. So I probably should have levelled out the ground on which that stable tent is based upon, but yeah. Oh man, but you see, I've got these little banners here with the sort of red and white designs on them, which I think is something actually I added in later years, because I think banners didn't really come into Minecraft
No.
until
Now
sometime
I'm
more
just thinking,
recently.
in this sort of time period, the obviously the English flag is the white with the red cross. Was that going about here? Was
Uh,
the flag have been created back in this
As
sort of
far
period?
as I'm aware, yes. I don't actually know for certain, but I'm guessing, I don't know, I think St. George, St. George's Cross as it's called, probably would have been around at that time. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It would be something I'd have to check and make sure. Um, but yeah, my knowledge on
I
the
don't even know.
historical
Yeah, I don't even know
veracity
if
of
the
that.
Union Jack was made yet.
Oh, the Union Jack wasn't made until way later. That was would have been after the Act of Union in the early 1700s, probably.
Right, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
yeah. Since technically, up until the early 1700s, there was no unified Britain as a country. It was technically Kingdom of England, Kingdom of Scotland, and
Yeah,
yeah,
my knowledge of medieval history is not the best, I will
yeah.
say.
So you
I do
see,
know some
yeah.
elements.
See, obviously we've got the main castle over there, which
Yeah.
we'll go and explore next. But we've also got a path going off to the left there, which we will go down in a bit. So the story, as I was saying, was ourselves and Bjornkar, we would wander into the English camp by accident. We get chased, to which we get chased towards the castle, and the Scottish defenders would let us in, seeing that we were being chased by the enemy. So we're going to showcase this big build here, which is another thing.
Welcome to my castle.
Oh, hi, get in here, you bastards!
Yes, that's
Yes,
exactly what was being said at the time.
indeed. So, yeah, I'm going to showcase this castle next, at least the sort of the main area of it, just because, again, this is a build which, at the time I was very kind of proud of because of how big it was, and like I said, in the London area, a huge part of this was built with MC Edit.
This is before what you could have done here with this portcullis is have a command block assigned
Yes,
to open and close it. But of course, this was made before command blocks were put
yeah.
in.
Now, having said that, do you remember when we had our little team of people?
I
Who
do
were
indeed.
helping us. Yeah. Interestingly, I think we kind of got them together around about the time when command blocks had pretty much just been implemented. and so I could have actually got someone from there to actually do a bit of engineering there to actually make this a functioning portcullis. Because you
Yeah, that
can
would
do
be
it with
so
like,
cool.
yeah, making blocks reappear and disappear and spawn in. So yeah, we could have actually done that. The reason I say that is because there is technically a part of this castle hidden away, which hopefully still works because it still has a command block function to enable it to do something like that. So here we come into the castle grounds. You see we've got our Scottish saltires
Oh,
up there.
look at that.
Yeah,
Yes.
which
St
again is a
Andrew's
flag,
flag.
I'm assuming was around about then. Now, as you can see, one of these buildings, unfortunately, hasn't fared very well here. It's not supposed to be broken up like that. I think probably what's caused that is because it's made of wood. Probably it's been hit by a lightning strike at some point. I haven't even noticed, and a huge
Burnt
part of it,
down.
a
Yeah.
part of it's burnt down. But in essence, this was supposed to be like the little sort of troop garrison for all the
Yeah.
Highland warriors. Again, I don't think there's really anything in these chests. But yeah, again, like I say, so apart from obviously the central keep over there, it's like a whole sort of set of grounds with buildings in them. And I'm just kind of really proud. And you can even go up in the towers, and they've got like the archer slits. They've got like a little gatehouse thing over there for the portcullis. So
I believe in this sort of time period, the when you were in the castles, you would have little villages
yeah,
inside the castle grounds
indeed.
to
Yeah.
in that sort of zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even got little murder holes so they can drop projectiles down on people trying to attack the gates.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yes,
There was that famous thing back then where you used to have, wasn't it, burning oil, and
yes,
you'd throw it down on.
indeed.
Yeah,
Like burning oil, quicklime, stuff like that. Yeah, that you could like throw down over the walls or through murder holes on invading armies, things like
oh
that.
dear, I seem to be in pain.
A little bit in pain, eh? Yeah, and every one of these little drum towers, you can technically climb up to the top of it as well, so you can get like a good view out over the area. Indeed. So yeah, like I say, this build, I was very proud of it back in the day. I just loved how it turned out. But again, like I say, a lot of this had to be done in MC Edit, particularly for like the walls to make sure they all kind of lined up correctly. Um, so yeah, that was quite fun. It's a shame that MC Edit, isn't really being supported anymore, because it was such a great tool for, building like big structures like this really quickly.
Because yeah, without it, it would take like
Yeah,
months and months and years and everything just to create something as vast as this. And you'd
indeed.
need more free time than you could ever shake a stick at.
Exactly, yeah. Got like our little chapel here that they've got. It's only a tiny little thing, but yeah.
It looks very. That looks very much like you've got the Swedish flag in there as
Yeah,
well.
it does. I just
Yeah, that's the sort
realised.
of Swedish flag. Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I think it's because I was going for like a, sort of golden holy cross on like a sky blue background, but it's come out looking kind of like the Swedish flag. Yeah, and we've got like a little bazaar slash marketplace over here.
Ah,
Um,
nice, nice. Yeah,
Indeed.
people can get their wares.
Oh, you can buy a diamond or some gold ingots off that one. Food, yeah. Yeah, we've got all these things. Someone's selling mushrooms, apparently. Oh, dairy meat, fish. What was in this one over here? Oh, like fruit, veg, yeah, and then eggs. Okay. Then we've got like the ale house, because every medieval town
Get your
needs an
mead.
ale house. Yeah,
Get your
indeed. Yeah, what was upstairs? Was it just like more seating or something? Oh yeah, it was. Okay, indeed. Yeah, it's only little buildings these, but yeah, again, still quite proud of them. And then what do we have over this side? Oh yeah, we have like the well in the middle of it over here, which I don't think this goes anywhere. Let's have a look. I think it just goes down into the abyss. Yeah, it goes quite far down, and then it just ends, yeah, in a kind of flat floor. You see, part of my plan was, so, a little spoiler, we'll come to this later on in the video, but there's a whole sort of underground section which is partially built under this castle, and part of my plan was somewhere to have it connected to this well. Not that you'd get into it through the well. There was actually going to be a secret entrance elsewhere in the castle that we would use, but I just thought it'd be a nifty little thing to have the well connect to it as well. But the well as well.
Well, well,
yeah,
well, well, well.
indeed. Then we've got
Very well.
some stables over here. As you can see, these horses are actually still in because they don't have a real point at which to actually jump out over the fences. So we got those there. That's good. They're all in. Got the hay blocks or the Were they hay? Is it? Yeah, it's like hay blocks. That's what they are. Which I think again was something that wasn't really added into Minecraft until later. So that's
Hay,
something.
yes, hay was a
Yeah,
very late addition. I
it
do
was.
remember that, but
Yeah,
it's nice to see that's come in because this essentially was the only form of transport.
yes, indeed.
They'd have carts as well,
Yeah. Oh, they got it looked like a little
and the farm
paddock.
animals. Yeah, so you got some.
Indeed.
So we can safely say this castle is quite well stocked.
Yeah, stocked for a siege of at least a moderate length, to put it that way. Oh yeah, and I think this was the blacksmith over here with this sort of. This is a building that I quite like the design of, which I did with its like sort of open sort of base up on the sort of stone supports, and then like the actual structure on top of it. And so like you've got the anvils and the furnaces and things down here, where the blacksmiths can work. They're like these big coal blocks. You can go upstairs.
Unfortunately, this was a sort
Here we
of
are.
period of time where the English and the British Empire just we started to get to the point where we owned everything.
Yeah, well, the English Empire, or I think actually technically at this day it would have been the Angevin Empire as it was called.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously you got to remember like the British Empire as a thing would have formally kind of come into being, obviously with the Act of Union. In the early 1700s. So yeah, that's the sort of castle grounds itself. Let's actually
Castle.
get into the keep over here. Actually, just check. I don't think there was anything around here. Oh yeah, just like a path that sort of goes around the exterior wall. See, that was something else which I really like, how these sort of grounds are kind of split level. So like when you come in through the gate, at the base of the actual walls themselves, you got like this walkway that goes right around the sort of inner perimeter. Then of course the actual little sort of town itself is like on a slightly lower level. And then you go back up and you got the keep. It was just great. It was just a great build because
I think there was a lot of us running around because if
Yeah.
at the end of the day we don't have battle experience or anything, any
Yeah.
sort of experience like this, like the Aeon Avengers, so we're just
Indeed.
basically helpless.
Yeah, as you can see, we now come into the sort of main hall of the keep itself. So this was, once we get into the castle,
Very
and we
lovely.
chased inside, Maid Morag would take us in here to meet her father, Laird MacGregor, or whatever he was called. So I got these suits of armour along the walls over here. Again, I'm just wondering, like, I've got these very basic sort of chandeliers along here, but this carpet, I was wondering if was this something that came in later in Minecraft? Probably was. Yeah, I think
Carpet was
Yeah.
quite a late
Indeed.
addition.
There were more banners up there. So Maid Morag will take us in here, and now I'll just show you what is down below. So all four of the sort of towers at the corners of the keep ultimately all join in to this area down here, which is the sort of the sewer latrine area down here.
Yes.
Now,
Probably, with
yeah.
all the dirt.
I'm just going to show this initially, and because this is where the secret entrance to the underground section of the castle is going to be, and the idea is, in order to get it, we have to find a key or a button that unlocks it. So you see there's like a chisel block over here, which will be like the sort of point where the key needs to go. This is what I was talking about before, though, when we had our team of people, and some of them know how to use command blocks to make things spawn and despawn, things like that. Because this block here, we'd put the key on it, and it will be connected to a hidden command block system. So when we press it, it makes this grating disappear, so that then you can kind of get through. Now I do have a button on me which we could use, but we're not going to go down there just yet, because I think we should save that for later in the video. Because logically, that's where the storyline would take us later. But the idea is that we would have a chance to explore the keep of the castle. So we'd like go up and we'd see all these things. So like in here, they got some kitchens. Hold on, with like big spits with meat roasting on them, for which I've just used soul sand.
So you can get a hog roast going.
Yeah.
You've used soul sand there. So.
Yeah, because that was the closest thing at the time, I think, that looked vaguely meatish.
It does in certain texture packs.
Yeah,
yes.
in certain
You've got
texture
the
packs.
default one.
Yeah.
The certain texture packs to make it look a bit meaty.
Yeah, and then we got the banquet hall over here, slash kind of meeting room, which is kind of basic.
I believe
but,
I've got a bit of historical knowledge on this, but I believe for dining, there would be a person who'd basically test the food before it got delivered to a king, just in case any poison was in it. because there were multiple instances where people would attempt to poison kings and queens and things
Yeah.
like that back then
Mm,
by in the kitchen. So they'd have like an official person who would have it before the.
yeah.
Can you imagine having that as a job,
I know. Taster
having
to
to
the
try
king.
taste it to the king? Yeah, and
Indeed.
if it all goes wrong, you're dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know too much about that, but I've heard similar things, and I wouldn't be surprised if kings and queens, and probably not just kings and queens, but also other like aristocrats and people
Yeah,
probably
but
had tasters who did things like that.
there was people like the official cleaners in the toilet who would wipe them down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The gong farmer, I believe, was the person who you're thinking of in like the latrines and the sewers and things like that.
yeah.
Yeah, as you see, like we've got these sort of bed chambers here with these four-poster beds that I've tried to design using sort of wool overhangs and then the beds
Get some nice
themselves.
sleep in there.
Yes, indeed. I think, is it all just bedrooms, bed chambers on this floor? Yeah, each bed chamber has two doors. Yeah, I think it is
Looks like you've
actually.
done it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, bed chambers, things like
Yeah.
that. So Laird McGregor would be in one of them because I think the storyline was that Laird McGregor was like sick. He was dying, something like that. I can't remember too well, but that seems to strike me. And then you come to the top here and you come out onto the parapet where they've got sort of like catapults of their own
Of
facing
their own
out
to fight
fight
the
back.
English.
Yeah, I know this is a bit of a strange one because you think surely if this one fires, surely it'll just be hitting the gatehouse even. But just imagine it fires over that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's just the interior of the keep. Sort of the sub, not the sub, the above surface levels. So the idea is that Maid Morag, as the Aeon Avenger agent, would we would come here, we'd tell her about the fact that we believe there's an activation key for the temporal trap hidden somewhere here, and she would basically tell us about how there's this kind of legend that the McGregor family has a hidden treasure vault under the castle, something like that. And but that there's no idea where the key for it is, because apparently I think the story was something like a craftsman who had forged a new key had disappeared somewhere in the woods outside the castle. And so we would have to basically go out the castle again on like a mini quest now to try and find
Yeah.
this key. So that's where this secondary path over here comes into the story. So as promised, we'll sort of go down here next. So we would have to sort of come out the castle, sneak our way sort of round here somewhere to avoid being seen by the English knights, and then we would kind of get back onto this path and start sort of following it through the woods. And this is something which I think wasn't in my original plan for this section of the time period. It was actually, I think we were just going to find the key somewhere in the castle. But when we had our small team of people, I think this was actually an idea that maybe one of them contributed to actually put the key outside the castle in like a separate village, just to give it more of a sense of adventure. And so we did.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense because it gives us a bit of go of the adventure down here, and you
yeah,
see, oh, look, you've done a bit of
yeah.
building.
So it's like a little
Building
well.
works.
It's like a little storage hut with hay in it and things like that. So if I sort of fly up, you'll see like the little rooftops of various buildings. Now, here's the thing. When we had our sort of little team, at one point we did actually have a server that we had this map on, and people were building on it. And they originally did build like a little village here, but unfortunately, that server, unfortunately, eventually it got shut down. And yeah, the version of the map that we had on there, which had more on it, sadly got lost. So I had to rebuild some of this from memory. So as you can see, like we've got little kind of huts and things over
Oh, I
here.
see what you've done here, which is very clever. You put hay to make thatch, like a
Yeah,
thatched roof.
indeed.
Yeah,
That's part of the beauty of some of the newer blocks that got added to Minecraft. You could come back and you could do sort of new things with them to make it a bit more imaginative, and it was good. So yeah, we've got like these little huts. The idea was we would sort of explore through them and find, there's nothing really here. What's going on in this sort of spooky abandoned place? Because you see it's like full of cobwebs and stuff, and there's like
yeah, not
nobody
much
here.
going on here.
Yeah, and then I think we would sort of come down here. We'd explore this one as well. Again, there's not really anything in this one. They're all pretty basic. They're just there to sort of like pad out the environment a bit. And then we would come over here and we'd have this big sort of like sawmill building over on this
Oh, I
side.
like that. What you've done with
Yeah,
the wheel there.
indeed. So again, this was originally something that got built by someone else, part of our team. But then, obviously, like I said, the map version that we had on that server, unfortunately, we lost that when the server got shut down unexpectedly. And so I had to
Yeah, I forgot
rebuild
the
this from
reason for
memory.
that. I forgot the reason why they
Yeah,
shut down the server. I
I
think there's
can't
just
remember. Mm,
I think they were paying on it and
yeah,
they ran out of money.
yeah. So unfortunately, that didn't kind of come to anything, and I had to rebuild this, like I say, from memory. But I could sort of vaguely remember how it looked, and so we got like this water wheel using the cauldrons with like the water in them, and then we got the actual saw. Yeah, basically the saw is just made of iron bars because there wasn't really anything better. Having said that, if we were rebuilding this in Minecraft now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you can. There's actually now a grindstone block. Is there a saw block?
Okay.
Shoot, where is it? Let's see if I can find it. I'm sure there is like a block now that is like a bandsaw or something that you can get in
Is
Minecraft.
there? God,
Yeah, a
I
stone
haven't kept.
cutter. That's what it's
Oh,
called.
right. I haven't kept up to date with anything.
Yeah. Thing is, like, these are all blocks that I've never used before in Minecraft because I haven't played survival in a long time. I've mainly just been doing creative. But yeah, if we were rebuilding this in Minecraft now, these are the sort of blocks which potentially we could
You
use.
could use there'd be
Yeah,
so many different blocks that you could make use of
indeed.
now, and it's crazy because I don't understand. I've never got back to seeing it all, and
Indeed.
it's crazy the amount of new blocks they've implemented.
Yeah.
Made it very sort of RPG-esque.
Indeed, yeah. It's come a long way as Minecraft. So we have this sawmill here, which is that. The little sort of thing over there, we'll get to that in a second. That's something I myself built and decided to add. I remember though, on our server version of the map, someone actually built like a really cute little cottage somewhere around here, but unfortunately, that's no longer in the map. Yeah, because once we lost the server, I had to go back to an earlier version of the map and just rebuild a load of stuff, which was a shame, and probably one of the reasons really why this project never came to fruition, because unfortunately it suffered a few setbacks. But the idea was that this cart over here was where we would find the key for the sort of underground section of the map. Was it?
Yep.
Hang on, was it on this chest here? Oh yeah, suspicious latrine key. That's the one we would find, and we would take that with us back to the castle. But of course, we're just going to leave that there. I think these chests around here are all just full of wheat. Yeah, they are.
Ah,
Okay.
you see, quite
Yeah,
cleverly hidden there. Well,
indeed.
not because we found that quite easily, but
Yeah.
there you go.
The idea was we'd search all the buildings over here, and then we'd come to it, so it didn't need to be too well hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd get the suspicious latrine key, and then we'd come back to the castle, and this is where the adventure would truly kick off into the next gear as we go down into the underground section of the castle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to go downstairs. Oh, hang on, we have to go from the back towers. That's right, because it's only accessible through those. Hold on, we just get over here and down here. That's right, yeah, because there's a staircase down over here. Oh, gosh, I just heard what sounded like a dolphin in the ocean outside.
A
Dolphins,
dolphin in the
yeah,
ocean?
dolphins are a thing in Minecraft now.
Cool little dolphins, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, so yes, we get to this point, and
Put on stone button.
so we put our button on there. I'll take that off later. Now, if I press that, hopefully the redstone and command blocks still work here. I'm hoping they do, at least. I don't think they do, actually.
No, it's not looking like anything down
Yeah,
here.
probably the commands have been changed, but the idea was that this would connect to a hidden chamber with command blocks, which would be set with commands that basically cause these bars here to momentarily disappear. So the idea is we would, kind of go through these. I'll just break these things. Obviously, it doesn't really matter because this map is never going to see the light of day. So we come through, we'd like dig our way through these dirt blocks over here, and then we'd find ourselves in the underground. Now I'm just going to give myself a hold on, night vision potion, ideally.
Yeah,
because,
it's get quite dark.
yeah, it's going to get quite dark down here. There we go. Let's give ourselves that. So we'd descend down into the depths, Phil. Now, this again was a whole section which our team did do work on, but unfortunately that all got lost when the server got shut down, and I had to basically just rebuild a load of stuff again. Some of it from memory, some of it my own creations. So the idea was that this whole kind of section would have lots of like adjoining chambers and rooms that branch off, and we could explore them. So there's this area, for example, I put here in years gone by, which is like a sort of crypt with graves in it. William McGregor, death by rotten haggis. Alfred McGregor, oh hi, it was a mighty battle. You were not such a brave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some graves down here with silly Easter eggs and things on them. Mary had a little lamb, it bit her. He was a wee bit ill, a long
Yeah,
drop from the
maybe got the
battlements.
old rabies.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes, I already see
He's got
it
nice
put on this one.
underground.
Oh dear. In the little wood, he's deep underground. Oh god, game chap, great Scott. Emily Browning, most definitely is not here. You see, you've got the YouTuber references and things like that from back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah,
Yeah,
those are classics.
indeed. Oh god, that in Littlewood moves like Jagger parody though. That was a thing back in the day. Yes, I'd forgotten that was actually down here. But actually, come to think of it, I think some of these graves may have had little Easter eggs in them. In terms of if you dug up them, there might have been like hidden weapons with enchantments
Ooh.
and things, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm not going to disturb those. I'm just going to leave them as they
Can't
are.
disturb the deceased.
No, we
No,
can't.
there'll be a curse being put upon you.
Yeah. So the idea is we could sort of come down here, then we go further down this way, and there's like these oubliette dungeon cells in this
Yeah,
area.
very spooky.
Yeah. Fun fact: oubliette is the term for a type of dungeon cell from medieval eras, which is basically like
It is.
a dungeon cell, which is sort of like very narrow. So the idea is you can stand in it, but you can't like sit or lie down. So you'd be like just forced to stand up for the entire
Yeah,
duration that you're in
it's
there.
sort of cramped.
Yeah, and then we get a few sort of like booby-trapped areas where they've got like these flags hiding these dispensers with arrows in them and like pressure pads in the middle.
So you could get fired on.
Yeah, so there'd be like a few of these that we go through like this. Oh God, careful, Andrew, careful. And we got into the
Be
main
careful,
section.
you're in creative mode. It's not
I
going to
know,
do anything to
it's
you.
not. And then we come through here into what is going to be the treasure vault area with lots of like different adjoining chambers, as you can see.
Yeah, with cobwebs in the doors.
Indeed. Now, I'll just give you an overview first. I can actually hear a horse on the ground above, bouncing around. So this corridor actually goes on for quite a way, and the idea is we'd have lots of rooms along the sides here, going all the way down. Because the idea is this long corridor would take us all the way sort of down here, to which point it would come to this area out here, which would actually come out behind the English camp. But the idea is that this would be buried with gravel, so that you wouldn't initially find it. But yeah,
And then you could be a literal backstabber.
yeah, but we'll come to that in a moment. First, I want to show off some of these treasure vault rooms that I built. So the idea is this whole corridor will be lined with lots of like adjoining chambers. And back in the day when we had our team, we did actually have quite a few interesting little side chambers with all kinds of little puzzles and things. But fortunately, as usual, a lot of them got lost with the shutdown of the server, so I just had to rebuild a load of my own, which is a shame, because I vaguely remember people having all kinds of cool ideas for things like that.
Yeah, this is why it's good when you've got loads of people, because you can combine your ideas together.
Yeah.
People have other ideas that you may not have come up with.
Indeed, yeah.
For example. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the Shield of St. Andrew in this chest here, along with all these emeralds and lapis and gold and diamonds.
Yeah.
The Sword of Robert the Bruce in that one. What's this one? The Highlander's Bow. And the Battle Axe of William Wallace. There we go. All the references. Yeah, so basically, like, a lot of these chambers basically just have, like, treasure or mighty riches hidden in them.
Could be gold, yeah.
Oh, hello. And then we got this one here with big gold blocks and more ingots. Yeah.
Basically, it's just a lot of gold and...
Oh, now this was a recreation of something someone did build, actually, on our server, because I can remember this one. What they did was they had made these prison cells with sheep in them. Imprisoned here be Dinnerbone, 70 years in the dungeon upside down. Because if you give a name tag to an animal with Dinnerbone or something like that on it,
turns them upside down.
Yeah, it's a certain name, it
Really
makes them
strange.
upside down, yeah. Or like this one, where if you give it Jeb, I think it makes them... If you give it to a sheep, it makes the sheep have like a rainbow coat that changes colours.
Yeah.
Something like that. Indeed. And the livestock flasher of the Bleak Clan. Okay, yeah. Interesting. So yeah, it's like a weird prison down there. What was down this one? Again, this was another one that I think was actually quite closely modelled after what someone had built on the server. Just like a completely sealed off treasure chamber with a sign that says "Nut for you, lol." Indeed.
With lots of emeralds and diamonds and gold.
Yeah.
Ultimate
Diamonds
treasure.
and gold. And then what was this one? Oh gosh, this was like a parkour puzzle, this one, with cages. um, yeah, there's like going across the lava here. It's like a snow golem imprisoned in this one, indeed. And then more treasure, yeah, over here. Enchanted books with fire aspect, bottles of enchanting,
But
looting
you see,
3.
if with this treasure vault, if they wanted to, if the own people wanted to get
Yeah,
there, they're going to have to just
indeed.
parkour and everything. It's going to make it difficult for
Yeah,
the Scottish themselves. Yeah,
indeed. Well, the thing is, you can't have treasure vaults without crazy challenges.
that's it.
Indiana Jones has taught us that. This was, I think, was a build of my own after the server had gone down because I wanted to just add something. I think there's like a secret entrance at the back of this chapel or whatever it is through one of the here it is. Yeah, through one of these
Oh, that's
paintings.
clever. Yes, I remember the
Yeah,
pictures do that when you put them over.
indeed. Where did this one go? Oh God, what the hell did I build here? What was this? Oh shoot, it's like a big sort of underground chamber with like a big tree or something growing in
Tree.
it.
I like the fact. Oh, what did I build here?
Yeah, for a moment I couldn't
Can't
quite
remember.
remember there. I was like, yeah, oh gosh, my night vision's running out. Just give myself another potion there. And was there something kind of at the base of this tree? It looks like there is. Yeah, what's this? Oh, where are we going here? This is quite an adventure. This is. That takes us down. It's like a chamber beneath. And oh, hello. It's like
At the
somewhere-
portals.
yeah, and like a whole sort of very overgrown space, lots of greenery in it, and various stuff. What's that in the middle here? Can we get
Yeah,
to
I've never
that?
seen this before.
Yeah, I think again this might have been based on something someone else had built, and I just tried to recreate it after the server went down. So it's like, oh god, just gave myself another potion. Never mind. There's like shears with enchantments on them.
I thought you said this one was your own build.
Okay, yeah, I think the tree up above might have been my own build, but this here might have been based on, like, say, something someone else
Right.
had constructed originally, which I wanted to recreate after the server went down because it was a cool build or something. Yeah, so I tried to do that from memory, but yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, that kind of thing just happens. Like I said, the server went down and we lost quite a lot of
happen.
stuff. Yeah. You can see I've used glowstone blocks to actually light this chamber up, which is a nice choice, I think. But yeah, you can barely see anything because the amount of vines that have now grown in this area.
God, it's
Yeah.
just they constantly grow.
Yeah.
Shame there's no cactus in there.
Indeed,
No
yeah.
cactus.
Maybe should have put some in
Well,
there as well.
We've got lots of greenery.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of stuff to get through here, but I really just want to look at these treasure chambers and remind myself. Ye old holy haggis of the wee Duncan Macduff, och aye! And it's a mushroom stew and a couple of cooked muttons.
Yeah, because we don't have haggis, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, can I get out through here? That's the only thing with cobwebs. What the hell is this? Angus McSnoot's sexy kilt shop. Okay.
Okay.
It's like a weird little abandoned kilt shop. What's this? Okay, we be out of business, ye wee rascals. Keep out this through here, be me wee hoose. And he's got like a little living area behind it. Wow.
Yeah, very, very stereotypical, isn't
Yes, very much friggin' Scottish jokes. Arrowsmith's range. Oh, like they've got like a little
it? Okay, for practice, yeah.
indeed. It's like a
bows
whole
and arrows.
workshop key boot around here.
Keep boot.
Yes.
Boot and a boot.
So see, like yeah, they've got like a whole little almost little town thing going on down here.
As well.
That's Angus McSnoot still. Robin of Sherwood, Arrowsmith. There you go.
Oh,
And here
reference.
there's a couple of things which look like
They were
haven't
going
had-
to turn into,
Yeah.
but weren't quite there
finished.
yet.
Yeah, I hadn't actually got round to them. Oh, what the heck is going on in this one? Oh, it looks like this one was part way through a build, but never got finished by the looks of it. Yeah. I wonder what this was supposed to be, like some kind of amphitheatre or something. I'm not sure.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Strange one. Is there anything down this way? I think there's a couple of doors down here. Let's have a look.
And a bat floating about there.
Bats,
a
yeah,
few
getting
bats.
caught, getting caught in the cobwebs. Oh, I think these ones actually are adjoining ones. So like, they've got, I think this is identical on the other side. Is it mirrored? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's mirrored on the other side. So these ones go down here. There's like a little area over here that looks like it was part way through a build but hasn't been finished.
Yeah, there's lots of various
Yeah.
different bits that we have like this a part way
What's
through
down
build because,
here?
like I said, we couldn't get it all done.
Yeah. So I think, if I remember correctly, we sort of come down here and we go down this staircase, and yeah, I think this is correct. So we come out sort of down here into this space, yes, where we've got like end portals in the floor. Again, I think I used MC Edit to like kind of get portals like this in weird shapes. But I think the idea is that this is where the first of the temporal trap activation keys would have landed in this chamber. So we have to parkour our way across here without falling back into the diesel dimension. And
Yeah.
then we come through here. There's more parkour through here. And then in this chest, yeah, temporal trap control key number 1. That'll be where we found the first one. So we grab it from here, kind of make our way back. Hold on, I think, yeah, we come sort of back through this way, back up here. God, these chambers are all very narrow, so it's slows you down. Yeah.
Even in creative mode, yeah, because it restricts the fly ability.
Yeah. Then we come this way to the end. We get the shovels from out of here. We dig away the gravel that's supposed to be blocking this, and then we find that it takes us out behind the English camp.
Behind enemy lines.
Indeed, where we then get attacked by the English knights again. But I think, if I remember correctly, at that point in the story, there'd be like a big, like a little mini battle, because at that same time we then have Diesel Guard showing up from Duke Diesel, so there'd be like like a 3-way battle then between ourselves, the Knights, and the Diesel Guard. So like the Knights would initially attack us, then the Diesel Guard would come up and would absolutely slaughter the Knights, and then the Aeon Avengers, the rest of them would come in to help us fight off the Diesel Guard.
Well, yeah, I can understand, because the Diesel Guard would have had very advanced weapons compared to the bows and arrows that they'd be experiencing.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the first of our kind of 10 time periods. The Scotland medieval one, and then once we'd fought off the Diesel Guard, that would be it. We'd say goodbye to Maid Morag, and it would be off to continue the adventure through time. Yeah. So
there we go. That's our first time zone. Yeah,
Indeed,
Scotland.
Yeah. So there you go. I think we'll indeed call that an episode, because that's actually quite a big one. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I'll try that again. The game just momentarily froze up, probably because it was loading something. So yeah, like I say, there's only one more section now of this old map left for us to explore, and that's for the second time period, at least what I managed to build of it. So we'll come to that next time.
In a future episode,
and in that one, obviously, apart from showcasing what I managed to build there, we'll also talk about what the other
time periods were. Yeah, we're
going to be, and things like that, and what else there was in the story that we had planned. So thanks for joining me then, Phil.
Absolutely, I've enjoyed this. Yeah,
indeed. Yeah. In that case, Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. And if you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. But other than that, this is the two of us signing off now.
I hope you enjoyed.
Indeed. Goodbye, everybody. It's slightly disconcerting. What the fuck are they up to? Oh my god, this thing is big. Whatever they're creating is huge. I don't like it. It's going to be fucking dangerous as hell. Okay, well, we're just going to give them a wide berth whilst they do their thing. Oh my god, yeah, they're creating a giant friggin' monster. Look at that thing. Oh dear, look. Oh my god, that thing is huge. What's it doing? Is it coming for me? Oh my god, this is bad. No, I don't want this. What is this? Oh, no. No! Oh, you bastards! Oh god, I'm in the water. Bad place to be.